Wow. Okay, so after watching this movie, and that I was shown this on my, I guess you could say the YouTube stream, the live, what do you call that? Whatever. It's there. It popped up, and there's this video by Next Level Soul interviewing Darryl Anka, and then he asked, um, Alex Ferrari asked the question, so what is the purpose of the body? And for some reason, as Daryl was talking, I got this image, or rather a reminder of an image I got before, that it's like the reason we, not the reason, but part of the process of existing in the physical. It's like why it's so dense and so why it's challenging in the first place is because of the density that it's like the dust. I guess I'm using the dust analogy, or if you collect a bunch of dust and you cram it into like really tight space, or if you just like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like this, you make it dense into hard material, right? So that's like existence. You know how he's always saying that for those who have seen it, it's it's not the soul doesn't exist in a body, the body exists in the soul. Um, which totally makes sense because it just looks like it's like this, but it's actually taking only parts of it. And that's what Daryl said actually. So that's really cool. Something that came to me. And I'm relating this astrologically. You know how the ego expands, right? The sun wants to go in. And if you go through the planets and what they mean in that order, or rather astrologically speaking, like the sun, the moon, Mercury, all the way to Pluto and further, including everything else. Um, it's almost like it reminded me of, well, specifically Jupiter itself, because it starts to go into expansion. So the thing that came to me was before expansion, and this came to me like before expansion and change, which is technically Jupiter and then Uranus, there must be challenges, limitations, and thus lessons. That's Saturn. So that's how the soul understands layering of its own existence. And exactly as I said that, and I went back to the video, I was just like, oh, Daryl said exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that's very cool. So and I love how there's all these downloads and connections happening, and then you start to get it, and then things are making more sense, when it comes to existing. And so then um, how it's like you learn as you go, as you learn as you go. This is why I feel like I was meant to see this movie again. That's one of my favorite movies. L'Homme que j'aime. It's in French. It's in France. Takes place in Marseille. And the way I understood it wasn't about the loss of love, and that then the main point of the story is to exist in this wherever you are at right here, right now. And that's why their Anka talks about how, or rather Bashar says that, there's past lives and future lives don't exist. We just think of them as past because it's memory. It's kind of like lessons learned, whereas future is lessons yet to be learned. But it feels linear, but it's actually not. It just means that this the soul or that expansive essence is going back in and going back out, going back in, going back out, and expands itself. It's kind of like that the Japanese analogy of when something's broken or what you call fragmentation, fragmented. You integrate that, but you layer it, you accept that as it is, and you put gold in between the broken cups as these are, it's representations of integration. That's part of the soul desire to expand. We have to integrate also, which is actually represented by Chiron, but also the centaurs in astrology. I love how this is like coming together, little things like this. So it's really, really profound. A short video, it's like about 5 minutes. I would say watch it and hopefully you understand it. So it's profound to me because I understood this before and I was just like, oh, wow, okay, it's like the dust analogy. Anyways, I wanted to share that very quick video. Just wonderful. So, it's an added layer of a reminder of the instinct and intrinsic understanding that I feel we all have. We just don't really listen to it sometimes, and I'm guilty of that. I take the fifth. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. That's all. Okay, thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.